Hey guys, welcome back to the live, guys. And today, what we want to do is we want to talk about what happening in the market this morning. We're talking about we see stocks are down. We know that Emerson did report this morning early before the bell, and we know they missed the quarter, so you will see the Emerson stock goes down. Jim been telling us to buy this stock for a while, so I'm not sure if he's wrong on that one because sometimes he does be wrong. And like stock, everybody he doesn't have all the answers. So we see Emerson is down. I still think it's a great stock, and as Jim always say, we are in a bull market, so this might be a buying opportunity for you to get into Emerson. So we think it's a buying opportunity in the market, but we're gonna go to Jim Cramer and we're gonna do an instant reaction to the CNBC Investment Club with Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks and hear what they think about the market and what they focus and what they should be doing. I want to take the opportunity to encourage you to join my Patreon on a 7-day free trial, guys. After that, it's only $5 and we'll get a lot of information. And the home stretch will be coming up this afternoon. But let's go to Jim Cramer from the CNBC Investment Club and hear what he has to say about the market.
With Jeff Marks, morning meetings, exclusive to the CNBC Investing Club. Once again, the futures open down. That has become the regular pattern. It's not like it's just insidious. It's not ever based on anything. And I think that we all have to get used to the fact that there are opportunities in the morning. What I don't like, Jeff, and I'm going to be point blank about this, we keep hearing all year since the year began, Fed rate hikes, going higher. And it's kept a lot of our viewers out of the mighty Nas. And this is, sometimes I get very angry about this. When you have a drumbeat that what really matters is the Fed raising rates and it doesn't affect the stocks other than a positive way, rethink your whole view. It may not be what we're really looking at.
Sure. And we had some cooler inflation data.
Yes,
I know the jobs number last week was definitely hot. And Powell was asked about it just yesterday if he would still have raised by 25 basis points had he had that number. But look, the disinflationary process has begun. As we heard yesterday.
I don't want to be responsible for keeping people out because all I did was look at the Fed. That's not been the way we do things.
Sure. No, absolutely.
Right. It's really important to recognize that we have been contra that view.
Well, we take a bottoms-up view on things, and we look at stocks and their individual stories and what they have going on. Like, for example, Linde, you just had them on last night. And what we see here is a company that continues to has pricing power, even as their costs have come down. So many new projects, a great backlog, a great play on clean hydrogen products and securing a low carbon future.
And I asked you
a very consistent double-digit earnings growth.
Right. And I asked you this very morning, semiconductors. On the CHIPS Act, because I have Gina Raimondo on tonight. Yeah. They are, and you.
All right, guys, let me just jump in here, guys, and talk about Linde. We'll get back to the club. Linde last year, it was a stock that was around the 280 mark. We see it as 340 now. That's a great stock. And I didn't buy Linde, but it is a great stock, and Linde continued to rise. I said, we talk about it a little bit more. Jim did do a interview with the CEO of Linde. So if you want to see that, let me know. Put it in the comments, and I'll definitely put that video up. But I need to know if you guys want to see an interview with the CEO. I did do a CEO interview before, but it didn't work too great. I didn't think a lot of people look at it. But let me know if you want to see that interview. But let's go back to Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks with the CNBC Investment Club.
Correctly pointed out, Air Products is in there too, but Linde has more than its fair share of pretty much everything that's involved in all the building in this country, whether for environment or for chips. And that's really the theme of the president. Yeah. The president is very direct about what he thinks is important.
And what's always so interesting about Linde's guidance is at their midpoint, they assume zero economic improvement growth. So even in a flattish economic world, they're still delivering on earnings. So
yes, that's
what we look
for. Now, by the way, I had David Gibbs on from Yum this morning, which is Pizza Hut, KFC, and Taco Bell. And he said, look, the applications are up. We're not having a problem with labor. Chipotle indicated that they're not having that much of a problem with labor. We are beginning to see what we want. What I'm going to call it is my old friend Larry Kudlow would say, green shoots. Green shoots on this front. And so don't believe when the Fed officials say what they're going to do. Believe in the data. And the data is signaling that the inflation last bad month scenario could be upon us.
Meanwhile, Jim, we do have oil higher for the third day in a row. Nat gas down slightly, but you and I were just chatting right before this. The sentiment around natural gas is probably as bad as it's ever been, which could signal a good risk-reward opportunity. How much lower can nat gas prices really go from here versus the upside?
I'm glad you mentioned this because Carly Garner, who is our technician on natural gas, right here said, you know what? Sell it. Okay. It was a very contrary call. And I was like, oh my God. Then it spiked to here. She's going to be wrong. Well, bingo. Okay. So what does she say as of this morning? Buy it. And that this last move down right here is actually people capitulating. People who bought on March capitulating. So that means to me that as much as it's hated, we need to buy Coterra.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. A very hated stock, yet because of the moves in nat gas. But as you point out, there's perhaps the chart suggests that maybe we could get some type of bounce in the cards. And look, you're still getting a good dividend yield. Whether that dividend payment on an absolute basis changes, probably. But remember, $24.
This is what really bothers me. Okay, this is not a company. It's an amalgam of these two companies.
So that's
Cimarex, Tom
and
Jordan
Cabot Oil
has unbelievable oil properties in the Permian. Yeah. We're acting as if it's just one giant nat gas play. Right. Now, I'm not saying they can immediately shift and say 70. Let's make it 75% oil. I am saying that Tom Jordan is seasoned and knows what to do.
Yeah.
And we're acting as if he's a blithering idiot.
All right, guys, we'll get back. I'm just wanted to let you know that this morning, guys, and if you are on my Patreon, I encourage you to keep checking. The investment club just bought Coterra about an hour ago after as the recording of this video. They bought some shares in Coterra. So if you want to follow the investment club and do what they're doing, I share all that on my Patreon, but you could go ahead and buy some Coterra if you want to follow what Jim Cramer is buying. The investment club just bought some Coterra. Anyway, let's get back to them. I think Coterra is a good stock. I just wanted to let you know it's only $24 a share, and you get an 8% div with that. So take a look at Coterra. You could look it up, and let me know what you think about it. But let's get back to the meeting, guys. I don't want to keep you guys too long rambling, so let's get back to the meeting.
And he's not. We buy some Coterra. Now, in terms of blithering idiots, that's how I feel this morning about Emerson. And I just think that it feels very Carson Wentz-like.
Yes, it was Carson Wentz. The CEO is Lyle Carson Buy. That's the joke. But yeah, down $4 today. A very noisy quarter. A lot of moving parts. They did miss on earnings, but it was due to two below the line items. Stock compensation was worse than expected by 8 cents. FX was worse, more 6-cent headwind, more than expected. They did maintain their 2023 EPS outlook. So RBC Capital,
that was important.
They're saying today it's actually technically a de facto boost because they're absorbing these greater than expected headwinds, yet they're still maintaining their outlook. Bought back $2 billion worth of stock. That's all they plan to buy back throughout the rest of the year. Of course, they are working on some acquisitions, most notably National Instruments, which they want to pay over $53 for. It looks like National Instruments wants at least $60.
Well, this is one where I said in the Wednesday meeting, I was very clear. I was very upset with them. I don't think a company goes hostile because it's very distracting. I'm giving them one more quarter like four.
Yeah.
And then I got to tell you, kick it, the kingdom come.
Yep.
They have not done any of the things that I thought they were doing. They did not have the upside. They sold in Syncrator, nothing.
All right, guys, let me just touch base here. As I said earlier in the video, I hope Jim Cramer is not wrong on Emerson. I really hope so because I did buy a lot of Emerson. I still think it's a great company. They did miss the quarter, guys, but if you believe in what he's saying, you could get some Emerson. It is low down 4% this morning. And it's going to be a buying opportunity because, as Jim said, we are in a bull market. Things are coming back. So you want to be in stock. You don't want to get left out when everything goes back high. So I don't know about Emerson. I don't know how I feel about it, but it could be a buying opportunity. I did buy Emerson much higher. So this could be a buying opportunity if you like Emerson. Let's get back to the investment club meeting.
Replaced it. The cigar was a decent business, obviously low multiple. But when I look at the situation here, I think they thought they had a deal. They didn't. They didn't deliver a good quarter, even though, a great quarter, even though they have the wind at their back in terms of the grid and all that they're doing for the grid and share that they're taking. And I think it's a great American company.
They have to prove it now.
Right. And I didn't see when I listened to Ford and Jim Farley is saying to me, hey, listen, if we don't make it, sell us. I agree. This is our quarter. Don't worry about it. It's kind of, he understands that it's one and done. Farley. These guys seem to think it's one and whatever. And I find it unacceptable. And one of the things we like to do as club members is protect each other. I want to protect you from what I see happening at this company. We had a quarter last night from Chipotle. And I actually like Chipotle more than Emerson because they gave a very good, robust call about January. I picked that out because it's other than Capri, which is not a good company.
Yeah.
It was the worst of the night. So there's more research that's interesting. Cisco added to tactical. We sold some Cisco yesterday. This is a call by Evercore. It's not lifting the stock at all.
No.
Justifying our sale.
Which is interesting. Look, the analysts say the company's positioned to report and guide at a minimum in line to street expectations. That's what we were saying yesterday. Look, they have such a good backlog, such a good current remaining performance obligation that they do have that visibility into the future. But what comes after that remains our question. Look, Evercore saying cancellations are minimal right now, but we'll see. We used it to buy Pioneer. And we used it to buy Lilly.
Good orders. I'm looking at, remember, in a bull market, like I said on Saturday, you need to take the companies that are okay, and you got to sell them, and you got to buy the companies that are really doing well.
Yeah,
that's what a bull market's like, and that's what we're in. Now, Microsoft, they have now shook off all the things about Azure, and they're just going full steam GPT. They can only take share from Alphabet, which I'm very worried about. But the Alphabet AI team, I am told, is extraordinarily good. So I don't want to write them off.
Right.
It's very hard to imagine it's a win situation.
But the concern is that with that new applications on Bing, perhaps they take share from Alphabet's search, which is a high margin business for Alphabet. Have to be a little bit concerned because even a few points of lost market share for Alphabet would hurt their business. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And then wins tonight, and I think Wins had a big run in this market. They take profits, but we're happy with it. It's our best opening play other than Starbucks and Estee Lauder.
Yeah, this could be the last quarter where Macau reports an EBITDA negative result. Also got Disney after the bell tonight.
Well, Disney, David.
All right, guys, let me just touch base here. I got to stop the video here. If you want to see this, you could get it on my Patreon. But let's just talk about yesterday, the investment club by Pioneer Natural Resources and Eli Lilly. If you're not in the Patreon, guys, and you want to follow there, you could still buy these stocks. These are the two stocks that they bought, guys. We know we have Disney reporting tonight. Disney has been a stock that's been struggling, but it seems like it's kind of coming back. So I have Disney in my portfolio. I'm going to hold on to Disney, guys. Guys, if you're finding value in this video, please comment and let me know. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel, guys, and please consider joining my Patreon. And you can cancel after 7 days. Just get some of the information. Where if you could only buy one stock that can make your money, I would be happy. So we know they buy Coterra today, and yesterday it was Pioneer, which is PXD, and Eli Lilly. So these are the stocks that was bought within the last 2 days. Anyway, guys, today the stocks are down. As I said, today could be an opportunity. But if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe to the channel. And again, let me know if you want to see that interview with Jim Cramer and the CEO of Lindy. If you want to see it, I'm looking for 10 comments. If 10 people come out and say they want to see that interview, I will put it up later. But anyway, let me know, guys. And like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That will help us out a lot. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel.